And I will, yeah, you sit there, yeah. Just once it starts getting itchy, it's like, forget it. I learned in yoga not to scratch, but okay, we're rolling. Okay. Hi, this is Diane Underwood from Reverse Aging in Reno. My friend here just started coming, and you came in on Saturday. And you're taking a lot of things that people have suggested for you. And I just want to go on the record that I don't suggest anything for people. I have a computer that works on your own energetic responses to doTERRA essential oils. And then that denotes what the person is going through. So, for instance, if you have candida or allergies, for example, oregano can come up, cinnamon can come up, melaleuca. I think I said oregano, right? So those are all anti-mucolytics, eucalyptus. So sometimes you can do the reading and figure out really what's going on by the process of putting things together. So to me, it's like a missing link, and I've been doing certain machines like this, which I call energy medicine devices. Rife invented it years ago for over 10 years. And I've been doing naturopathic shows and anti-aging shows for 15 years. So when I see a device and I want it, I buy it. So I will save the money. It's like, once I get it in my brain, then I'll save the $2,000 or whatever it is. Like, for instance, the laser, which is the best purchase that I've done. Aside from the infrared saunas, I've owned 15 different brands of infrared saunas to find the best on the market. And it's just superior for many reasons. But today what we're doing is we're talking about supplementation. And normally supplementation is going to be nutraceuticals for most people that are kind of healthy. But a nutraceutical is like rose hip with ascorbic acid. So they're taking rose hip, which is going to be from a plant. Hopefully it's organic and non-genetically modified and hasn't been sprayed with all kinds of crap. And then they add ascorbic acid, which is synthetic vitamin C, which is made from sucrose, which is normally made from corn or strawberries. And who knows if that corn is genetically modified and sprayed in the strawberries that they use for sucrose. Or sometimes the fructose that is added can be from corn and can be from strawberries that are loaded with herbicides and pesticides, which most people have never heard. Antibiotics, statins are kind of the same drug. They go into the body, synthetic chemical, let's just call it. Some of it is living. When they make antibiotics, for instance, are going to be a bacteria that goes in and surrounds the particular disease, like E. coli we'll use. So that goes in and surrounds the E. coli, so then the E. coli is eliminated, hopefully, if you get the right antibiotics and you've had a culture, which is number one. Before you take any antibiotics, you should get a culture. Why people are just writing descriptions for scripts for antibiotics and just saying, well, that's, you need that, that's a sulfa antibiotic, and then somebody goes away and it wasn't the right one. So I'm a proponent for cultures to figure out what is the bacteria that's going on in the body or the fungus. And again, antibiotics are kind of living because they go in and their action is to surround the bacteria. Probiotics, on the other hand, are living as well. That's why you get probiotics and prebiotics. The prebiotics are kind of like a seed before it has germinated. And when it gets into your colon, then it should be alive. And most people don't realize that when you take probiotics, probiotics are going to be attacked by your gastric juices and killed. So that's why it's important to do prebiotics with probiotics. And then ours are encapsulated in caprylic acid and coconut oil. So that goes down deeper into your colon. So there's a very small capsule that's probiotic and prebiotic. And then it's surrounded by coconut oil, caprylic acid, and then the other capsule. So it's a standard size of a capsule. And then that goes deeper down into your body. That is a true time-released nutritional supplement. So what I carry here is, at Reverse Aging, are excipient free, which is an excipient is going to be a synthetic put in there. Like magnesium stearate is in a lot of supplements. So we're going to go through this, and this is really going to help me because I go through this individually with people when they come in. The first thing that I want to start with is that I can't suggest anything, even though that the machine is saying that something came up for you, like yours came up with Zendocrine?
Yes.
Okay. Hormones, endocrine with a Z in front of it. So, I mean, to me that sounds right on. What's that sound on for you?
It sounded right on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then are we allowed to discuss what you've been dealing with?
Sure.
Okay, so scleroderma, basically when your body and your skin and your tissues and your organ turn to rock. Would that be adequate? Which
yes,
is painful.
Yeah.
So your body is basically calcifying.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
And our intention is to make sure that you are minerally more balanced than you were before you came in. That's my intention. The last thing that I want is to make anybody nutritionally worse than they already are or mineral deficient. And sometimes that you can get on a product, for instance, not to name anything or to pick this one up specifically, to insult it, because that's not my intention. Some people do need synthetic vitamin C because they're so low in vitamin C that they need any type of vitamin C, and no vitamin C for somebody who's low in it is going to be worse than not taking the synthetic vitamin C. Okay, I want to sit up on something. I think this will be adequate.
Do you want me to sit up also, or just,
No.
am I good? Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, though. Okay. So I know that people have noted that you notice benefits from things, and my intention is not to say this is garbage and what I carry is going to be superior. Sometimes I learn from this from people and I go, oh, that's pretty good. There's nothing in there. What is that? But it's rare because I do the naturopathic shows and the anti-aging shows, so I know what's going to be good for people. The first thing that I'm going to start off with is Paracleanse. And when I was a distributor, superior product, but there are some excipients in here. And I do remember magnesium stearate. There it is. Magnesium stearate and silicon dioxide. So silica is going to be a mineral. Silica dioxide, they're labeling in this product as powdered silica. I sell pure silica. Okay, pure silica. This right here is my #1 mineral seller. It's Water of Life. It comes from petrified kelp, And what they do is if you think of like a salt lamp from Himalayas, right? They get you this chunk of Himalayan sea salt, and then you can put that in your room or you can eat it. So think of petrified kelp as being from antiquity before we've polluted everything. That petrified kelp is then, with a process, using a laser beam to extract and pull out the minerals from the petrified kelp from billions of years ago, after the world, the continents were all together, called Pangaea. And then everything moved around and oceans became streams, and some streams became ponds, and some streams died, and there were some ocean water that turned into ponds and lakes. So that's what lakes are, because everything, a lot of the planet used to be underneath the water. So after it was the ocean, then it became a lake most of the time. So this comes from a lake, from petrified kelp that before was part of the ocean. And then we take this laser beam and triple purified water and extract it and then put it in here. And this is called Water of Life, and I sell everything for less than anybody else does online. So that's what I take for nutritional supplementation. I feel like turning off the lights. It's like my forehead is glowing. I'm going to turn that off. And by the way, all of the lights at reverse aging are LED. So if that changed the color for in here, sorry, but I don't know what else we can do to open up the lights a little more. Here we go. How's that? A little better?
Good idea.
Okay. So, and I hit my head on this daily. Okay. So this Paracleanse, when I first took this, one day I was hot, the next day I was cold. One day I was hot, burning, hot, flashy, and then the next day I was ice cold. Well, I could deal with that because I have an infrared sauna, and I called the company up and I'm like, this stuff doesn't work. And the person that answered the phone, very knowledgeable people at this company, it's just not as clean, but I like a lot of the products that they have. Okay. But my stuff that I carry doesn't have the silicon dioxide or the magnesium stearate, which are excipients. And those excipients, I believe, are turning us to stone. They're changing our DNA. Our DNA doesn't really know, and our body doesn't know what some of these things are. So they're like foreign to the body. So to me, it's like an alien type of energy. And I don't like to support the pharmaceutical company. If I wreck my motorcycle or something, yeah, take me to the hospital, give me some morphine. Cancel all of that. I'm just saying, yeah, you can operate on me. But other than that, I think surgery is great. But for disease, what they've told you was there's really nothing that they can do in Western medicine for you.
Correct, yeah.
Except for give you pharmaceuticals.
Pretty much,
okay. Yes. And what was your experience with that?
I had really bad side effects, and and they didn't work.
Okay, so bad side effects, let me just interpret from being connected in this moment for the people that are watching the video. Hopefully it's still filming. Yes, it is. We're already at 13 minutes. I would believe that when you took these drugs that you felt worse.
Correct. I felt that taking them, I didn't feel better, and it wasn't worth it to take them. It wasn't making me feel better pain-wise. Okay. And it wasn't worth all the side effects.
Okay, right. Okay, so you've looked at all that. Okay.
Right.
So, although that this is a good product, it did work on me. And sometimes when you take products, it is detoxifying to the body, and that's why it's really important to drink lots of water. And I'm Pisces. So I'm taking a bath before I go to bed at night, reusing the water the next day, sauna, cold bath, plunge in the morning. First thing I did this morning was get up and I took a cold bath, just cold bath plunge, stay in the water 3 minutes, just deep breathe and relax, go into the sauna, get some chores done. Anyways, I reuse that water over and over. And by the way, we are Zero Waste Wellness Center. Okay, so this is a good product, except there's some excipients in it.
Okay.
Okay. Is a parasite cleanse an intelligent thing to do for most people unless they have holes in their colon? How are you ever going to get rid of the holes in your colon if you don't get rid of the bacteria or the parasites that are feeding on you? So, okay. Just had to say that. Okay, now this comes from another company. We're not going to name. And so when you look down here, I may have to turn on the lights. It says caffeine. Oh no, it says calories. Okay, that's funny. Okay, so it says glucosamine sulfate. Glucosamine, I know that is going to be good. Sulfate, anything with an 8 at the end, aside from calcium carbonate, is normally an inorganic compound. So write inorganic compound, anything ending in an 8. And the reason why the magnesium stearate, for instance, so they've taken magnesium, they've looked at it molecularly, this is the chemical companies, and then they say, well, we're going to try to make this atomically, molecularly, and they cannot duplicate nature. That's where genetically modified seeds came from, and that's where magnesium stearate came from. So let's just pretend there's a billboard over here and it says magnesium stearate. You circle the 8 at the end, and that normally is an inorganic compound most of the time. And the reason why they put 8 at the end is so you look at it and in your own mind you think you can eat it. It's suggestive.
Wow.
Okay, so let's say that this says magnesium on it. You got one that says magnesium. Magnesium is one of those, perfect. Okay, perfect! Everything's in line today. Okay, so it says magnesium malate. So what do you think about that?
It's got the 8 on the end.
Right,
So...
and I sell pure magnesium. Okay, so magnesium stearate, I can see this one much better, and that's one of the reasons why they make it so small, is so you can't read it. So if I were to ask you...
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and then if I were to ask you, is there magnesium in this, how would you answer that?
I would say yes, because...
Right. And I would say no, because there's no magnesium in it. It's magnesium...
Malate?
Malate. Exactly.
So it's not magnesium.
Right.
It's
I sell pure
inorganic
magnesium, and it's all in here in this water of life. Everything that you need from that petrified kelp. Totally divinely, fractally. When we're talking about fractals, and we're talking about before we've polluted everything, the laser beam, the petrified kelp, the triple purified water in here. This is water of life, and what I have is the 4 times the strength. I do a cap of this every day with some essential oils, and when they talk about electrolytes, that's energy in the body needs minerals. That's why there's so many people out here that don't connect with you, because they're becoming more robotic from chemicals.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Is magnesium malate like a magnesium stearate?
Yes.
But another different version of it.
Right.
Okay.
So these things, I believe, are synthetic. They're not true magnesium. They're made in a lab. I believe that that's some of the issues that cause disease and immune system suppression. And there might be several million people out there who say, oh, I was magnesium deficient and I took this. Well, sometimes this synthetic way to get magnesium is going to be better than nothing, because you are so deficient in it, because you don't eat raw foods and organic and a green smoothie every day. I get all of that because I try to do a salad every day, and I do a green drink every day, and I love salads, so I like to chew. So the magnesium malate, and this is pertinent as well, you look at the other ingredients, and it says vegetable capsule. Cool. Is it organic vegetable capsule? Hopefully. Then it says hydromeliose. So write down H-Y-P-R-O, hydromeliose. So it's H-Y-P-R-O-M-E-L-I-O-S-E. So that hypromeliose is going to be a sugar. Anything with an O-S-E at the end is going to be a sugar. So, of course, when you take something that's a sugar that's made in a lab, such as saccharin,
Dextrose?
Dextrose, thank you. Thank you.
Fructose?
Yeah, fructose. Yeah, we don't know. Was that organic? The fructose is going to be good if it came from an organic source and they haven't altered the DNA with herbicides and pesticides and whatever else that, you know, is in the sky that's coming down on us. So
fructose can be a good thing, but you need to know the source.
Right. Exactly. So that's why it's just best to get your fruit sugar from superfoods that have been dried, that are in that state after they put everything out. They dry it at a certain temperature, so it's still considered raw, and then you put that in your smoothie in the morning than the fructose that they're selling at any store in Reno. Okay, so there's going to be sugar in there. And then another magnesium stearate. It says from vegetable source, but write down magnesium stearate, please. And then what I want you to do is you can look that up, and then you can look up the side effects to that.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's companies out there that have the word pharmaceuticals or nutraceuticals. So anytime that it's going to be uticals, you know, red flags are going up in my brain. So this is going to be calcium, iron, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin. These are all going to be synthetics. I mean, niacin, riboflavin, thiamine, iron. Okay. Vitamin B6, folic acid, B12, biotin, and then it says pantothenic acid. I can't even see it in this light. Note that this one I could read better. Mm-hmm. This one, the reading, and so when they put the things that are at the bottom of the ingredients, it'll say other ingredients, like this one, and that's where we got the magnesium stearate and the what else did we find in this one?
The sugar.
Oh yeah, the hypromeliose. Okay, so that's going to be synthetic sugar, I'm sure. And so when you look at reduced iron and niacin and thiamine, they put those in bread. So if you look at bread, some of these companies out there that have been making white bread, they throw these pharmaceuticals in and then call them vitamins. I don't call that a vitamin. I call that, God, I don't even, like, bullshit.
Yeah, for marketing purposes.
Yeah. So if I go up to 99% of the population and I say, is this magnesium? They're going to say, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's synthetic. You need real magnesium. Okay. So these are the things that you need to take a look at. And then when it says ingredients, a lot of the times they're going to add fruit sugars from juice concentrate, which is like pure sugar. Natural strawberry flour. So, flavor, natural strawberry flavor. So strawberries, peanuts, and coffee are the number 3 sprayed crops. So this natural strawberry flavor, that is in question to me. Xylitol, we know what that is. Ends with an OL. That's going to be another synthetic sugar. So if you write OL like sorbitol, those are going to be another synthetic sugar that they're throwing in there. And remember that the pharmaceutical companies make these to taste sweet, so we drink them, so we eat them, and then so we're basically addicted to them. So any juice that comes from concentrate is going to be very high in sugar. You got to watch the fructose. There are some good companies out there. But I like to take my superfoods dried. I love mango from the freezer. That's going to be organic in my smoothies, but I know that that's adding too much sugar to my system, and then I get enough sugar in everything else that I eat. And I try to do more vegetables. Okay, so this one here, there's rhodiola in it and other ingredients. Natural orange flavor, citric acid. Once you look up citric acid, then you're going to see that the citric acid is made, which was the first pharmaceutical made, and the guy said that you'll get more vitamin C from eating oranges and lemons, but if you're on a ship coming, that's going to be sailing for months on the ocean to get one continent to the other. Yes, it did save many people's lives, but even the inventor of synthetic vitamin C, which was the first pharmaceutical ever made, even though you don't have to get a prescription for it, that's what it was made by a biologist that had some oranges or lemons in the window. That mold, that is a mycotoxin, and fungus got on the petri dishes of E. coli and papillomavirus and diseased, and he saw diseases on these petri dishes. And when he came back at the end of the day, he saw that that mold had went around and suffocated out the bacteria, the E. coli or
wow.
Whatever that was in there. So that's what antibiotics do. They're fungus. They go in and they're supposed to surround the bacteria and kill the bacteria. But then you have the resulting candida or mycotoxin or fungus issue. Okay. Mycotoxin, mycotoxin, tomato. Okay. So this one has synthetics in it as well. And I believe if you have a disease that's going to be caused and it's going to be hardening your muscles and your bones and your body is deteriorating and aging rapidly at warp speed, because that's what's going on. You have massive pain on a daily basis where you just don't want to be here. I know I had rheumatoid arthritis. I didn't know I had arthritis. I bought a sauna, and I've owned 15 different brands of infrared saunas to find the most superior medical grade infrared sauna that there is on the planet, and not something that's going to be more toxic like laminated fiberglass that everybody is buying in their saunas that are labeled and marketed as carbon. They're laminated fiberglass. Fiberglass is a carcinogen, and then when they laminate it with the plastic, it's not BPA-free plastic, and then that's heating, and then you're sitting in the sauna, and they call them infrared, and these doctors say that they're great. And I say they probably make $2,000 a sauna, so yeah, if you feel good in your consciousness about giving that to people, then go ahead. I have no respect for you. Okay, so this is going to be, again, kind of small to see, but there's the glucosamine sulfate in here. Methylsulfonium methane, which is MSM. Is it organic? Mine is. That's over there in the lotion that we have. And then you have to read the other ingredients. Natural flavors, malic acid, red beet powder, natural color. So they're putting colors in this to make it look palatable. Dextrin. What is that?
It sounds like a sugar.
It is. Yep, dextrin, sugar. Stevia extract.
Stevia this doesn't sound good at all.
Yeah, yeah. Stevia in a white coloring powder is going to be synthetic and bleached. The stevia that is green or in a liquid from one company that I know that sells it, that it is superior, that they haven't added pharmaceuticals to help its shelf life, like magnesium stearate, because they say that's an anti-caking agent. So if you get stevia, it should be green. It comes from green leaves. You can get it a lot of different places. I used to sell all this stuff. It's just too much for me. I have one green drink that has everything in it. Okay, thank God it's filming. We're getting a call. Okay, all right. So I think that's enough said on this. And then I just want to qualify I know that you're... How are you feeling about what we've gone over so far?
I feel I'm glad that you've reviewed everything, and I was questioning them.
Yeah.
And you just
hit the nail on the head.
Totally. You just
So we need nutrition. We got to get rid of these pharmaceuticals. We can't be supporting the pharmaceutical companies anymore. I hope they all go bankrupt. Okay. I'm not saying that every pharmaceutical is bad. You know, like morphine. You hurt yourself, you need some morphine. Things like that. Sometimes lithium can help people that are kind of insane. But there is a trace amount of lithium in here, and they know that lithium helps with what? Relaxation. There's gold in here, there's silver in here, there's calcium, magnesium, and these are not 8s or OSs at the end. So this right here is my electrolyte drink with alkaline water, which is basically, the alkaline water is basically oxygenated. The higher alkaline it is, the more oxygenated it is. And our water here at Reverse Aging comes from a chemical-free ionizer. Most people are drinking ionized water filtration systems with things added. I don't like that. Mine is chemical-free. And then there's another company that's making a water filtration system, and they're adding a magnesium compound to it. And I would like to see what the long-term effects of drinking that magnesium pharmaceutical for long-term. So mine takes out everything and then oxygenates it. It's negative ions, it splits, it goes through magnets, a magnetic field to energize it. It goes through electrolysis like the foot zapper to zap and electrocute the critters that are in there. Okay, so this is collagen number 2. Ooh, I shouldn't even say that. Yeah. This one I'm not going to comment on because I just said the name of it. Sorry.
Can you talk about collagen type 2?
No,
in general?
I was reading what it said.
But it's collagen type 2, and that's a specific type of collagen, even though that's the name. Can you talk about type 2 in general, or with?
Yeah. And what I would like to just say that this is for joints. So while I go over and I grab what mine is for joints, other ingredients, kosher gel capsule. High hyaluronic acid, glucosamine, and chondroitin. So the glucosamine and the chondroitin, as long as it's not chondroitin bicarbonate, are going to be good. But these, and I'm not saying that glucosamine has never helped me. I'm just going to read to you what's in mine.
Sure.
I'm sorry this has taken like an hour, but
no.